Welcome everybody back to the Dizzy Cat Car Show. Now you guys might recognise this car. This is my Mark III 4 Capri that I like to call Cat. I've had this car for almost 16 years in one form or another. There's been so much work done to it. It's a project, it's a labour of love, and there's constant work going on and stupid mistakes being made. Like today, drum rebuild. I bought the 8-inch drum shoes rather than the 9mm, which I need. They've now arrived, which is good. I can get on and do this job. But it got me thinking, how quickly can you do these jobs if you don't make all the stupid mistakes? Now, Loz L, my brother, his fellow YouTuber, but also my technical advisor, has just come to the end of such a project. He's taken on a friend's car to try and do a full mechanical rebuild. It didn't start like that, but as always with these projects, one theme leads to another. I felt like this was a perfect opportunity to go and check out the end result, but also how quickly can you get this sort of job done. So with no further ado, let's welcome Loz L back to the channel and this absolutely awesome 1970s Series 3 Land Rover. So we made it down to Loz L's house. Welcome Loz L to the channel once again.
Thanks for coming.
Previous videos, we had a little look at your scimitar.
6, where they did a convertible version as well. One of those Princess Anne had, I don't know which one it is. In fact, Lawrence will probably tell us. He's a scimitar owner. Lawrence has done absolutely loads to his cars, underneath, inside, out, rust proofing.
Loz L's got his own YouTube channel, guys, and needs to go and have a look at that because this whole rebuild is on that channel. Where are you in terms of uploading those videos?
There's 4 in the pipeline, so the next video, which comes out, well, Friday the, whatever it is, 26th or something, is the first engine start.
Nice.
So there's about 3 or 4 videos to complete the project, and then there's a couple of, I'll do an entire time lapse, and I'll do an engine rebuild time lapse.
Yeah.
And I might even do a cost video. So there's probably 7 in the pipeline.
That'd be cool, a cost video.
Yeah,
actually,
cost breakdown, labour breakdown, stuff like that.
Yeah. Because that's something that we're talking about today. On today's video, we're focusing really on the project aspect and the fact that Lawrence has managed to do this in a good amount of time in terms of the hours that he's worked on this this Land Rover. The very basics of it is a friend of yours locally needs it doing.
Yeah, just down the road, it was completely knackered. And he caught on to the fact that I like fixing things, and he offered me this opportunity to fix this up. Obviously, he's paying for all the parts, and in return, he'll do some work on our house. So
now, the eagle-eyed viewers amongst you will probably notice that the patina of this particular Land Rover has been maintained.
It's restored. What's restored?
So what was the remit? What was the?
Well, this is. He wanted me to patch up the chassis and the bulkhead.
Yeah.
Just fix up the rust. That was how it started. And we have gone tumbling down the rabbit hole. And it has gone way out of control. And it's now fair to call it a full mechanical restoration. From the outset, I said to the guy, I'm not doing any bodywork. I'm not good enough at it. And actually, as it happens, I have done the bulkhead, but you don't get to see much of that. And this front panel, which is steel. The rest of it, aluminium. I haven't touched it anyway. Yeah. So that's why it's a full mechanical restoration, because I'm no good at this stuff. Yeah. So
there wasn't actually a huge amount to do.
Yeah.
In terms of repairing it anyway, was there?
No, it's remarkably solid. It's pretty straight, and the aluminium's lasted very well. I mean, this here has been untouched for 50 years now. 1973. 50
years. So,
I mean, yeah, if this was steel, it would have disappeared by now. So, yeah, they do say aluminium corrodes, and it does, but incredibly slowly. And these are very thick panels on the old series vehicles. Yeah. So this has got, I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of years sat in the rain, and this will still be here. It's amazingly resilient to the weather.
Yeah. You've already mentioned the Series 1. It's these ribs here, isn't it? That run down the side.
That waistline, those hips, sort of,
Yeah. The Series 2 was similar to this, but the lights were inboard.
Something like that.
A bit of a facelift.
Loads of other stuff, something like that. The dash hasn't got the big plastic dash on it as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then this is the Series 3.
That's right. So this went up to 80s, maybe, I think. Yeah. And then the Defender came in, which was called the County initially, but it was the Defender. Now that was a massive step change. Yeah. And the real big obvious thing, different engine and whatever, but the big obvious thing is it had coil springs.
Okay.
And
all round.
Locating arms like pivot, so the axle's there, and then all the way around coil springs. Yeah. So a really massive and very beneficial upgrade for four-wheel driving. These are still very capable, of course, but this has got leaf springs like your Capri.
Yeah.
Front and back.
Yeah. It's absolutely awesome, and I will try and get a couple of clips for you guys like right now and around the car of a few bits that you can see. But most of the B-roll for this video is going to be coming from Loz L's channel. You've just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is an absolutely wicked milestone.
Very pleased.
So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well well deserved, because there's loads and loads of stuff on there. You started off, what was your first video? Was it the Ford or the Passat?
It was the Passat, yeah.
The Passat.
Just a squeaky belt and a bent tensioner.
Yeah.
Unedited. But,
Yeah.
It's got 43,000 views. never thought that was going to happen. Yeah.
You looked for an instructional video of what to do.
That's right.
And
I
you couldn't
wasn't
find
looking
one.
to do YouTubing stuff. I was just like, this would have been helpful if someone had a video, so I put a video out.
And how long ago was that?
7 years maybe?
Yeah.
And then I did the same thing for a power steering conversion on mum and dad's tractor.
Yeah.
Our mum and dad's, because we're brothers. His dad's getting a bit long in the tooth, so we put some power steering on his tractor to help. You know what I mean? It's lovely to have that history, and now I've got these 43 videos which will always be there.
Yeah.
It's really cool, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've just...
So outside of the mechanical work, like...
Yeah, there's a learning process going on with that. Yeah. I've just started my next project, releasing videos onto YouTube with that.
Yeah.
And I filmed some of them 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm going through the footage and it's like, well, this was a bit crap. It is interesting to see.
Yeah. Ah, that's cool. There is another project coming on Loz L's channel, but you might need to go and check him out for that.
Very soon, yeah.
There's going to be loads and loads going on, but it's very, very exciting. So please do, link in the description below. As always, for Loz L's channel, go and check him out. Make sure to give him a subscribe. And if you haven't yet seen any of this project, you've got 43 videos to go at.
Yeah, they'll be close to 50 when it's done. Mental. But they're short, they're watchable. Yeah. One of my friends said, yeah, your videos are good for when you go to the toilet. Like, he used ruder words, but actually...
That's really funny.
Good toilet videos.
So this thing has only been on the road for a week or so.
Yeah.
And we want to get out and have a little drive in it, get some more clips for you guys and some more chatter inside. Let's see what a, what is it,
1973, I think.
1973 series Land Rover feels like.
Yeah.
No point in going fast.
Buy this more time.
It is an agricultural machine, isn't it?
It is somewhat, Anton, yes.
To be, I'm having to lean over here slightly because the windscreen's quite close. But it's, I mean, the little things like this.
That's the air conditioning.
Cheeky little vent levers and stuff. It's very, very cool. Isn't it?
Yeah,
so cool.
I love it. I do. I really like it.
There's something very different to this compared to chucking the biggest, fastest engine in you can with a big old turbocharger. There's a different level of enjoyment. Maybe it's a bit closer to the Fiat 500 of Jake's. It's just about the sitting and enjoying,
not necessarily bending your face.
Yeah. So this old beast's had a bit of an engine overhaul. So what is it?
It's a 2.25 litre petrol engine.
2.25 litre.
Yeah, but it's closer. It's 2.25, but it's closer to 2.3 now, I think, because we had to overbore the piston. The bores were shot, so 20 thousandths of an inch overbore.
And what mileage was it on? What is it on?
Well, this says 87,000. That's kind of reasonable. It's believable.
I guess so for a farm vehicle. And not.
Yeah, I wouldn't be covering that many miles.
Yeah.
I think 187. It would have been an awful lot more knackered than I found it to be.
Yeah.
Just over a couple of hours, I got it running in the field down the road and got the clutch working. So the owner was able to drive it up from there. I didn't pursue getting it working any better. I just stripped it down at that point.
So what other engines did they come with?
That's it, 2.25, petrol or diesel.
All the 123s?
All those, yes, that's right, yeah.
And how different is the
Series
petrol?
1 might be like a 2 litre or something, I'm not really sure. I don't know, but most of them are about that.
Yeah.
The petrol and the diesel engines are the same.
Are they really?
Yeah, so you just swap the head, I think. Yeah, you swap the head.
That's mental.
So you can turn this into a diesel without removing the engine.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then with the Series 1, 2s and 3s, do they do the 110? Longer wheelbase? Do they do it?
Yeah, it was a 109, yeah.
109, nice.
Because this is an 88, of course. The Defender being a 90, this is an 88 inch.
I see.
From wheel to wheel.
Yeah.
So the 109 is the old 110,
Yeah,
that's right.
They've added an inch.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not all about size, but the inch, an inch here and there does help. So rude. I hope Mum's not watching. On the Dizzy Cap Convoy video, I mentioned that Loz L is not only my brother and YouTuber, but he's also my technical advisor. So if you haven't yet seen the MX-5 video about double wishbones, go back and check that, because we had a couple of conversations about it, just for me to clarify and work out a couple of the details. And Lawrence's knowledge and stuff, it goes far beyond mine. So why do they not do big capacity diesels like? I'll tell you what, this video has gone off piste.
Off piste. Doesn't cover it.
I thought I would do a quick fire round with Loz L on a few technical facts, but that went off piste quite a bit. This is a very cool Land Rover. So you can see the bulkhead in front of us. This is what you've done some work on.
I actually had the owner buy this bulkhead as a refurbished bulkhead, but it turned out to be pretty rubbish. So I did
rubbishly refurbished bulkhead.
Yeah. So I did a bit of work on it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it is like a brand new part now, really, but a bit of a crap one.
Yeah. Nice.
Should we VMAX her?
Let's VMAX it.
Oh no!
Incredible. 0 to 30.
Yeah, baby.
About 18 seconds.
That's 40 miles an hour.
Whoa!
45. Buffeting.
We'll have to get the old. We'll have to get the jackets out the windows.
Yeah, that's it.
Bit of speed brake action.
Yeah, baby.
Or we won't, because they've been refurbished too.
So she's doing about 55 already. How's that?
That's not bad. I mean, this window's wobbling a little, but
Yeah.
oh, it's so cool. So cool. So let's go back to the project.
Yeah, do you want me to talk through what I did?
Yeah, so you got it over to yours to do the rust repairs on the chassis.
Yeah.
Was your plan to take the body off to do those?
Yeah, I kind of figured pretty early on I was going to have to take the body off.
Just access?
Yeah, the plan was to take it all off, fix the bulkhead and chassis, and put it all back on. But in the meantime, we ended up rebuilding the front and rear axle ends. So
this guy's just flashed us, but he doesn't realise it's going to take us
it's like
25 minutes to get there.
Thanks, buddy.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I did a number of patch repairs on the chassis, cut out the old, not weld the patch over, but cut the old steel out and weld in some new. And it came to about 29 repairs, I think, including new outriggers and a rear end and front end. And then, yeah, I was just going to clean the engine up and pop it back in, but every time I got to a component and had a little look at it, I found it was knackered and needed work. So the front axle, both the axle ends got rebuilt, you know, all the steering mechanism, all the brakes, repaint and all the rest of it, new seals. I didn't do the diffs, front or rear, otherwise I've done everything. And then we got to the gearbox and like, changed the oil and a piece of metal came out. So I needed to do the gearbox, so full gearbox and transfer case rebuild. And then I got to the engine, I just whipped the head off and I'll grind the valves back in, freshen it up a bit, you know? And I found the bores were so badly worn, I couldn't actually get the pistons out because there was such a bad lip at the top of the bore. So I ended up hammering on these pistons to try and get them out. So that obviously turned into a full rebuild as well. And so the steering box and blah, blah, blah.
So was each of these stages like a new revelation, or?
Yeah, I was going to just clean and paint the engine. So when I got to the engine, I started that and then quickly realised. It was sat in the garage for a year, intending just to be painted up. But when I got to it, yet another shot. I go to the owner and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, some metal's just come out of the gearbox. I can shove it back together, you know, or I can rebuild it." And he was like, "Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. We've got to rebuild it." So we just kept going and kept finding stuff. And yeah, the bottom line is essentially like approaching 13 grand if he'd paid me in labour as well, you know.
Yeah.
So a hell of a cost it's come to, and unfortunately the vehicle might not very well be worth that.
I would assume if it's not already, it will be in years to come.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah,
I think, and I think because you've done especially the chassis repairs and stuff to it, rebuilt everything, it's now going to last for that amount of years to allow it to pick up that value, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully so. Yeah.
Because they're not bodywork wise, they probably are about the same as this if they've been stuck in the field, but mechanically they weren't the greatest reliable car, were they?
I mean, I think they were fine. They were good for the period. You know, they weren't any worse than anything else that came out in the 70s. Not at all. But yeah, by modern standards, they're absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So you can see it as well when you take things apart. You can see, like, if I stuck a Toyota gearbox in this and a Toyota engine, you'd never have to touch it again, like ever.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell it's not as good as modern stuff.
Yeah.
Or the whole thing. So it's all quite imbalanced with the other components. You know, the engine's 80 horsepower or so, and that's probably all the gearbox wants. You know?
Yeah. And also keeping the originality of the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people, like, not us obviously, but a lot of people like to keep those original aspects, and that does build quite a bit of value in a car, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we found a nice little spot with some greenery in the background to make this thing look proper.
In its native environment.
Native environment, yeah. What was said owner like when you just kept going back to him with these?
Yeah, it was a mixed bag, like, because I feel for the guy, you know. I suppose just to wet up the chassis and that, it could really a couple of grand, you know.
Yeah.
He's happy to hand over money for the parts, but yeah, he definitely got. Yeah, he wasn't terribly happy about it. Like,
Yeah.
but he, you know, I brought him the option. He said we could shove it back together or not.
Yeah.
So that was always on the table. But now we spent $8 grand. We've got to keep going. You know. Yeah.
You weren't trying to. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I
make
don't know,
money out of him,
a
so.
garage like saying, oh yeah, definitely needs this mate, definitely needs this
Yeah,
mate,
yeah, I
making
was none of
loads
that,
of money
no.
on every aspect.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that, was it?
No,
At all?
not at all.
Um,
You establish a standard as well. You begin to feel like, well, that chassis is not like a brand new Governor chassis. I know that this is not a concourse if you forget the bodywork. I mean, the mechanical side of it.
Forget the
even the mechanical, even the mechanical side of it's not a concourse. You know what I mean? It could have been done better.
Yeah.
So as the project progresses, you establish. For me, that has always been the same with all the work I've done. I know it's sound. Will take you around the world. You know, it's reliable and it's solid, but it ain't the prettiest.
Yeah.
That's always how my work comes out. It's frustrating. I'd love to be able to do better work, but so as you go, you know, I'm a year into it and we're $6 grand in or something, and I get to the gearbox and I'm like, well, that bearing is not to the standard of the rest of this.
Yeah.
I've got to get the slightly better one, you know, but I can't stretch to that one. So everything's kind of in keeping if you follow.
Yeah.
So you can see if you bend down there, you can see bits of the chassis where you can see the patch, you know.
Yeah.
So this isn't.
It's not blended.
It's not a $50 grand job.
Yeah.
It's not blended in. Yeah. But it's definitely mechanically sound. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
I think that this is almost a perfect restoration for a Land Rover, though.
Yes.
I really
don't
do.
disagree.
And although taking the piss of the patina, I really
Yeah.
like the fact that it looks old and used.
Yeah.
And I think that like tells a bit of a story of a car.
Yeah.
So I think
I
a
totally
lot
agree.
of the time with the bits and pieces that we do with our cars is completely personalised. We just do what we want to do to make it look the way we
crazy.
want it. Sort of thing. But there's definitely an element, and I think quite a lot of people are seeing this in the fact that you can do a lot of bits to make them slightly better. Without ruining the look of the thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And this has this has 3 bits.
Yeah.
With 3 modernisations. Yeah. So the leaf springs are multi-leaf springs on the original, and they quickly get caught up with dirt and friction, and they become very stiff. So this has parabolic springs, which might be 2-part. Yeah, just 2-part, and they're separated by separators, so they have much better longevity, and owners report that these are a lot softer and nicer to drive on the road, and indeed they allow more axle articulation off-road. So that is one modification. The other thing is this Lumination electronic ignition unit, which replaces the points in the distributor with a little sensor, and then that's just the electro switch, I suppose, which switches the coil, so you never have to touch the points. This is a really nice thing to make your classic more reliable. And the third thing is a fairly big deal, which is what's called an Ashcroft high ratio transfer case. So the bit at the back of the gearbox, which does the four-wheel drive stuff, you send that casing off to Ashcroft, and they re-drill it for a slightly different set of gears, and they send you a different set of gears, and it's all £400, which is, I think, very reasonable.
That's really good, isn't it?
And what it does, all the high ratio gears, first, second, third, and fourth, and reverse, in high range only, are increased in length by 31%, which is massive.
Wow.
31% is massive.
Yeah.
So the engine on the motorway, if you dare to go on a motorway, which I did, the engine is doing a lot less RPM, so you're using a lot less fuel. It's a lot more comfortable to drive, and less engine wear. I have found that it's absolutely perfect. And when you do change down, if you do come up to quite an incline, and you have to change gear, third does not feel a big stretch from fourth. It still feels like the engine is at an appropriate RPM. So I think it's what it should have from new. It's great.
Yeah. And this engine's looking really fresh, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I was very pleased with it. I wanted it to be nicely, freshly painted with the original colour, you know.
Yeah. I think this is probably the best show of its original patina against rebuild.
Yeah. I wanted to keep the patina on this filter box because it's not rusty really. It's just had a hard life, you know.
Yeah.
Well, everything's been repainted, you know.
All of the
all of it's been repainted.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to freshen up. It just looked like someone had sprayed it with water and then shoved a load of mud over it. It was just all brown mess. You know? You couldn't identify where the cylinder head ended and the engine started. It was horrific.
I guess there's a big old mix of mud, oil, water, rust.
Yeah,
just like,
yeah. And it's old oil as well, it goes hard. So it comes out the engine and over the years it gets harder. So you're actually chipping away at pretty hardened soil and oil.
Did you have to blast the engine or anything?
Yeah, I blasted it with the pressure washer. I connected the pressure washer to the hot tap. And
nice.
You know, I started pressure washing and a load of cold came through the hose and it just wasn't touching it. And when the hot came through, it all just came off.
Mental.
It really worked. So I mean, that is a fantastic, as long as you got some, you know, hot water, 60 degrees or whatever, really cheap way to actually degreasing parts. It worked amazingly well.
What episode was that on?
I don't know.
You have to start from the beginning, guys.
You have to watch them all. But the point of note is the pressure washer stopped working, and I was there for 5 minutes. Like, what the hell's going on? Before I figured the hose pipe had become more flexible with the heat and popped off the tap in the kitchen. So it was pissing hot water into the kitchen, flooded the kitchen. Yeah.
Did you ring the owner of this and go, "Yeah, we just need a new kitchen now for this
that's next."
Oh, wicked.
What do you think of this high-performance vehicle?
It's very, very cool. It's funny little things. That I guess the seat doesn't move very much.
Not much. You can't move it, but
Not much. Okay. You sort of very, very sit up and beg.
Yeah, that's it.
And you're like steering wheel's right here.
Yeah.
Wing mirrors are odd.
Very odd.
And now I'm driving. I've just said I don't like them, but actually they're right there, aren't they?
When you get used to looking in the right place,
they're
kind of alright.
Yeah.
I don't mind them.
But the steering is not MX-5 like.
No, not at all. It's terrible, isn't it?
Definitely a farm tool.
There's multiple connections and they're all very loose. Well, they're not loose, but there's a lot of slop, you know.
A lot of slop, yeah. But no, it's wicked. It's really cool. I was surprised how tight the gearbox is.
Yeah, weird.
They're very, very close together, the gears.
Yeah, it's weird.
But no, it's cool, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, you see why people like them, don't you?
Yeah. Hey! This is Ace Ventura scene. He's in it under everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Alrighty then. Yeah, it's wicked. Alrighty then, guys. We sat in the back. What a beast! What a beast! Thanks so much to Loz L for coming out and showing us around this project.
It's nice. The timing worked and we were able to do it, really.
Yeah, and thanks to said owner. So we started off talking about the project aspect of this, and like I've had the Capri, oh Christ, I think I was 19. So it's got to be 16 years now. 16 years. But this was a start to finish. It was a job, pretty much, wasn't it? You wanted to get the work done.
Yeah.
So what was it in terms of hours? Did you say you reckon you've spent on it?
I think I'm at 405, something like that. 405 hours, yeah. Well, on a 40-hour week, it's just 10 working weeks.
10 working weeks, yeah. But that means you're having all that time off to
yes
to do the job.
Yeah. I was amazed at how little time it took. Yeah, I've been recording all the hours so we can do our exchange of skills, and I was amazed that it was only 400 hours really, because it took a couple of years because I was a bit on and off with it.
Yeah.
400 hours is not long. And I was saying to Anton before we started filming, actually, there's an awful lot of time in bodywork, paint prep and body prep. So you could like easily double that, if not add a load more, if I was doing a body restoration. There's a lot in that. So mechanical restorations are definitely a bit quicker.
Yeah. Like the scimitar a little bit, I guess.
The scimitar, the scimitar being fiberglass doesn't have body issues.
Yeah.
And this being aluminium doesn't have body issues. So both of them really suit my skill set. Where I feel like I'm quite competent with mechanical stuff, but not at all making stuff look nice. So actually, it really suited me very well, this project.
Yeah. It's impressive. That you've done this much work. And as I say, over the video, I will have shown a few of your videos, little clips of your videos, of the bits. But to see you ripping the engine out at the very start,
it's mad,
like a couple of videos later, you've got the whole thing apart. You did a really cool, what are they called? Video.
Stop motion of the you can have it.
All the engine parts, isn't it?
All the engine parts walking their way into the lounge.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Tune in again for rebuilding this engine. Lots of time lapse putting this whole lot back together. I can't wait to get stuck into it. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now. took me and the wife about an hour and a half, I think, to just move all the bits. No shot, move all the bits. No shot. It was ridiculous.
No, that's like what we were saying earlier. Is the fun of the YouTubing thing is it sort of gets you into a completely different realm of these sort of projects, trying to do show things in a different way and film them in a different way.
Yeah, this really has been the biggest evolution of my YouTubing, I think.
Yeah.
More so than the Discovery Engine. There's only 20 videos of that one, but yeah, at the beginning I was just filming what I was doing, and then towards the end I've come at it from a different angle. How can I make a video of that?
Yeah.
And I might take something off and then put it back on so I can take it off and film it.
Yeah.
Don't tell.
Yeah.
No seriousness, I have gone to great lengths to separate my YouTubing time I've spent creating the videos from time I've sort of charged him for. You know?
Yeah. But no, it's absolutely wicked. Massive congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Massive congratulations on getting this banging old thing.
Yeah. I can't believe it's done, really. Yeah, I can't believe it's done. I never thought it would get done, you know.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for your time today.
Yeah, it's been a
We'll
pleasure.
catch up with you guys in a moment. And please do go over and check out Loz L's channel. He's done an absolutely wicked thing getting to 1,000 subscribers. So it's a really nice position to be in and a place to get to. And massively well deserved based on this project, but also loads of other stuff on his channel.
Oh, thank you very much.
Catch you in a bit.
Bye for now.
Get this damn thing running finally. It's been months of not running, which is absolutely wicked. And as I said at the start of this video, this project has been years in the making. It's been wicked to have a little look around Loz L's Land Rover, the project he's managed to do. It was 18 months, but it's only 400 hours. He's done an absolutely superb job rebuilding that Series 3 Land Rover. Now, Loz L's first drive video has just gone up on his channel, the same time as this one. So please make sure to go over and check out that video after this one. Let him know what you think, but also have a little look at the back catalogue. He's got so much absolutely wicked stuff over there, loads of projects going on, and a massive one that you are not going to want to miss out on. So check out his stuff. If you fancy following along, make sure to give him a subscribe, give him some love on his channel. He's got so much knowledge and stuff, and he makes some absolutely cracking videos. So a massive thanks again to Loz L for joining us on the channel today. If you guys want to help me out, make sure to do all the bits and pieces I'm supposed to ask you to do. But then I've got a Buy Me a Coffee profile where you can grab yourself some bumper stickers, and also the social media links down below as well. Last mention, DizzyCap Social, 30th of September, 50 supercars. The spots are filling up quick, and I've now released the last load of tickets. Check the date, you don't want to miss it, and go and book your tickets while you can. I'm going to get off and make sure this thing ain't overheating, and I'll catch up with you guys on a future episode of the DizzyCap Car Show.
That. Yeah.
Cut. What was it? So you're going to take it back next year? Redo it?
Yeah. Redo the mechanics. In 200 years, we'll do the body.
The convoy was wicked.
Yeah,
you
it was
come.
amazing.
It was absolutely wicked.
I did.
Yeah. You did come. Yeah, he did come.
It was great to have made some videos of that, you know. But that's just for
It's
my
just a
benefit.
lawnmower.
But it's just a little
Just a lawnmower.
Nice. Pulling because there's a lot of traffic that's going to want to move faster than us.
What do you mean? We got a good solid 50 mile an hour there.
What gear are we in? There we go. Well, she's there now, so let's film it. You got a script?
Nah.
Can you see it?
Hey, I'm on photo.
Yeah.
Go, say that bit again.
Right.
This has three bits.
This has 3 months.
Done around some farmers' fields,
That's it, yeah.
up and down the byways.
Yeah. Were you looking for this comment? Because I love it. Cheeky little.
I'll tell you what, I freaking hate it when I haven't pressed record.
When you what?
Haven't pressed record.